And we are live.
It's working.
I'm going to head over to Instagram. I'll be right back.
You're good. Oh, that closes your thing out?
I'm still here.
Shoot, I could have done it on my end if you just, I could have just edited the stream key.
That's it. We're live everywhere.
That way I could have.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen?
Comments. Good evening. Merry Christmas. This is the Dark Horse Tackle.
Merry
Christmas. Merry Fishmas live. You have no idea. This is actually the last live stream of the year.
Yeah, last live of 2025. Thank you, Eli. Did Eli, I have a question for you. How did you feel opening up the box and then having something to unwrap? How did that make you feel?
Like a baby.
I want to know.
Like a sweet cherubic angel.
I want to know. Whoa, I just hopped onto my personal Instagram so that I could hop onto the Dark Horse Tackle Live. Nice PJs, Josh.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. They're all polyester.
Yeah.
And it feels like I'm wearing nothing. It's awesome.
Neon Camo. Ethan, what's up, dude? Long time, buddy. Merry Fishmas. Michael Bradley, how are you?
Oh, yell, yeah was definitely yelled. So he yelled, yell.
He yelled a yell. I hope everybody yelled a yell. There was a lot of love that went into that. A lot of love.
Yes.
And I'm never wrapping anything ever again.
I heard that.
Tonight we got we're gonna go through a little thing, and we're gonna try to get this done by 9 because I'm very excited to watch Bass After Dark tonight. I'm pretty sure that the topic for Bass After Dark tonight is a topic that I suggested.
What would the topic be?
Why bass?
Sure. I'll tell you why. Not gonna like it.
Well, go ahead.
Well, after years and years, it's the competition for one, right? It's a competitive sport fish that ranges from 1 to 25 pounds.
I think it can be summed up.
It is the most marketable freshwater fish in the world.
I think it can be summed up by I cannot remember the name of the author now. It just escaped my mind. A book wrote in the 1800s.
P. Sherman.
The book of the black bass. And in that book, there is a quote that says, pound for pound and inch for inch. The most fightingest, I can't remember the quote, but I think that's why. I think you get, I think it's a fish that is easier to fish for, more fun to fish for. You get a lot of haptics. You know what I mean?
I love bass fishing. I want to preface this. Bass fishing is.
Well, we're freshwater now. We're freshwater.
It is the C to C plus across the board. Bites, haptics. Some are 10 out of 10. I'm not saying that some are never, you know what I'm saying? But it's always like, that bite, that feeling when your line takes off. Like it's got that excitement. There's
what's up, Javi?
9 to 12 months out of the year, because around here we don't believe in fishing season. Sorry, Canada. I know it's scary. What a boot the environment, eh? But not to mention the ice you guys are having. But like all around, it is the easiest fish to market. It is.
I mean, I think it is now. It didn't nobody cared about them. Dude, it was trout or die. And
I don't think it was ever trout or die. I think
it absolutely was.
I think west and more like northeast, yeah. But you got to think.
Dude, Pennsylvania is still that way.
Yeah.
Pennsylvania is still that way.
It's bass fishing never gets old to me.
Nope.
Bluegill fishing gets old. Walleye fishing gets old.
Yep.
catfishing gets old. I don't have pike, and I don't have the patience for muskie. Muskies are a very pleasant surprise when I decide to catch one that's around 18 inches and never as big as the ones I saw on the Allegheny. But
King of remedial school.
when you narrow it down, man, think of the law of averages. If you take a 5-inch reg stick and you Texas rig it weightless and you take it to any pond throughout the country, you're catching a bass.
Mm-hmm.
You're not catching bluegill. You're not catching trout. You're catching a bass.
No, and there's
They're
something
everywhere.
there's something like this about catching a bass too.
I think there is now because a lot of men have ultimately lost their masculinity. Back in the day, it was just
man.
You catch it, you hit it in the head, and you throw it in the bucket. You know, like that's just what guys did. They're like, cool, I can live for another day.
Dude, that
But there is, like, you're right.
it's
like,
it's that picture, and I want to get off of this subject because I am not trying to steal anybody's thunder. So thunder.
But it was your idea.
I was just excited about it and letting everybody know. Anyways, that picture in everybody's head, which I'm assuming it's in everybody's head, of the bass with the parabolic bend,
Arcing out of the water. And
arcing out of the water. Like, yeah, like, dude, that's burned in the brain.
So let me rephrase, and we can end on it.
Yes.
I'm going at this on the negatives. And listen, there's plenty of positives in bass fishing. I shouldn't say the raw masculinity. It's unfortunately my last business partner was like that. So that's kind of why I'm like, dude was vegan for 2 years and then eats nothing but red meat out of the blue.
There's actually a small puddle underneath Josh's chair right now. What's up, Armanda?
But
it's a traumatic response.
Right. So you get that it's a very all-around successful feeling, right? It's a cool fish. It's not something when somebody who is not a bass fisherman goes fishing. Oh, you caught a bass, like when you take the Zebco 33 and the 6-foot rod that your grandpa gave you, you put a bobber on it, you throw it out into the middle of the water.
Right. The bass is the top.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, we only caught stupid catfish.
You know what else it is?
A bunch of bluegill.
I got to add one more thing. I think it's what's up, Sean? I think it's the fact that you can handle them very easily.
Yes, it's easy to
handle. You can grab that fish and you got your thumb in its mouth. You're a part of it. It's a part, like it's.
You don't have to worry about teeth, barbells,
right?
Slime. If you will. And I will end. I love watching April get her ass kicked by anything over 2 pounds. Just the locking in and like, like she did catch her personal best this year. And it was definitely over 3 pounds.
Shout out to April making sure cleaning Josh up a little bit. Shout out to April.
Let me, we're going to get into our top 5 favorite baits. And I want to talk about April's really quick. I just have to find the text because the text was
while Josh is looking, I'm going to speak to a past member of our pro staff, Ethan Grizzard. Dude, congrats to you, man. Never apologize for upgrading in life.
Yes.
Good on you, man. Good on you. Happy to hear it, man.
The response was, I like the G-Rat minnows with the fun green and blue color. I like the Picassos, the shiny things. I like the meal or whatever.
Is Bub doing stare things?
That's my water heater.
Oh. What's up, Wicked Wood?
The mule or whatever, which is the bluegrass bug. And the dang dangle.
It's it's actually refreshing a lot of times to hear people not completely nerded out
Yeah.
on fishing talk about fishing because
Yeah.
they are literally just in it for the fun of it.
They're just fishing, man.
That they're just fishing.
And
I love that.
What's worse than the technicality of it is the guy who tries to big dog, the coworker. you like fishing? Yeah. How long have you been fishing? And then this is a real story. This is a real story. Guys at my job, this guy is talking about it. Guys at my job are like, this guy owns a bass fishing company. It's all he talked about for the first 6 months that he worked here. Like, and he's like, tuh. And so, for instance, today I was talking about a bait. I found a very rare and old Lucky Craft bait on the internet. I purchased it. Great choice.
Guys, in the comments, we would love for you to do exactly what Javi did and let us know what your favorites were for this year.
Absolutely. So I'm talking about the bait, and he's like, what kind of bait is it? And I'm like, well, it's a top water wake bait that has a blade or a spinner, a propeller on the back. You can interchange. It's it's a very old bait, like I said. And I'm like, it's a beautiful bait. And he's like, says something like, he's like, yeah, I've used Megabass before. And I'm like, okay, what does that have to do with anything that I'm saying? What's that got to do with anything?
Oh, that's all right. That is a clear call for a participation trophy. Hey, you participated, buddy.
Medal or a cookie? Which one do you want?
So let's get into this.
Sure.
Let's get into this. Josh, why don't you kick it off? Give us, and these are going to come in no particular order, because it's hard enough. Listen, all these baits from start to get are our babies.
Hey, another CP Crawl trailer enjoyer. Welcome to the club.
Well, see, when you see those, Josh, you gotta put them up on the screen.
You are slowly getting outnumbered, my friend.
So where was I? Dude, now I don't know where I'm at.
You said no particular order.
Yeah, these from start to get, these are our babies that we've kidnapped from the people that make them, which I'm sure they're their babies. And so it's hard enough to pick 5. Okay. Yeah. So these are in no particular order.
Yep.
And so Josh, you're going to kick it off. What's your first one?
I'm going to present to the class, starting with the January box, the simplistic Dangle Crash.
What a machine, dude.
What this was for me was a time capsule of nostalgia. This was 5-year-old me just going fishing with my dad as a bait. You're out there, you don't want to piss your dad off. He doesn't want to give you something too complicated, but he doesn't want you to sit there with a bobber and a worm. And he's like, you know what? Put this shiny piece of metal on. Cast it over there, not over there. And
stay out of my way, kid.
Stay out of my way. And cast it over there. And I caught some great fish on that bait this year. Tons of fish. I actually caught so many fish that I would not stop taking it out. That was my get out of jail. That became the 5-inch stickworm.
I don't know if it was this week or last week, but I think Andrew Hayes presented flash as possibly the most important aspect to a bait.
I'd say the way that the bait either reflects or refracts water. So what I'm saying is
flash,
or this is a new one, or the fluorescence, the UV fluorescence. So you guys that talk about throwing red in the muddy water, red in the spring, I challenge you, throw pink.
Well, doesn't red actually at a certain point is just
Goes away.
black,
Yep.
brown, black, whatever.
Goes away. Pink is fluorescent. It glows, glowing, right? Flash, glowing, the visibility. What do you have for your number one or your first?
My first, I got to give it to Picasso Titanium Pro spinner bait.
Yeah.
I've used spinner baits before. I've caught fish on spinner baits, but I could never really consider myself a spinner bait fisherman. Something about that bait instilled some kind of confidence in me, and I just started catching them.
But you're good.
And I threw it and threw it and threw it and threw it, and which I will not be without it.
You're good at covering water.
I am.
So take every bait that covers water and get used to it.
No, it doesn't work that way, bro. This is personal. No, this is personal. And that's why we're all picking our top 5. And I want to just broadcast this out there. Let it be personal.
Sure.
If Billy Bob says that this bait works the best, well, that's good for Billy Bob. Yep. It might not be true for you.
Sean, I am not. I throw braid, dude. I throw straight braid. I'm not worried about line twist. What I'm worried about is snagging and breaking the 10-pound test braid. That's you need a video, dude. Go to our Instagram. There's a whole video there's a bunch of videos of them catching fish on spinnerbaits.
Well, it's just me catching though. It's not me actually. That's a long video.
It's a long video.
Covered water.
It's a long video.
I make a lot of casts.
I'll tell you this. In the grand scheme, right? Let's say we're fishing a wind-blown point with submerged brush. Wind-blown point, submerged brush. I'm going to attack it head on, first and foremost. I'm going to attack it head on from in front of the bushes. Left, right, in the bushes, in the bushes, in the bushes, in the bushes, left, right. Then I'm going to get closer, go past the bushes, bring it past the bushes, still left, right, left, right, left, right. Then I'm going to go all the way up to the bush.
Are you answering the question from Instagram?
I do not have Instagram up because I can't have Instagram up.
You're actually kind of answering the question from Instagram. Way to go, dude.
Interesting.
Keep going.
So again, I'm on the wind-blown point, right? Wind-blown point. So like I said, I'm starting at the top. I'm going towards it. Once I fish as much of what is in front of me, I'm going to spin that boat around and I'm going to fish it backwards the way I just came. I'm going to throw it into the deep water, bring it back into the deep, and I'm going to change my retrieve every time. If I know there's fish there, like obviously you got to catch fish to find fish, and you got to find fish to catch fish, and you got to guess a lot of times. You got to guess what they're going to eat. You got to guess if they're even there. But covering water can be artistic and calculated, or covering water can just be making casts. And I will tell you,
it can be a machine gun.
Exactly. Both of us. Zach is a very articulate person. In fishing, I am a very articulate person. I will wait and wait and wait. And I will not make a cast until I see something that I like. I'll sit on that trolling motor. I'll paddle that kayak. I'll walk that bank. When Zach and I go pond fishing, we each go to the spot where we think we can catch the most fish the earliest.
Yep.
That's that.
Yeah, because it's always a competition.
Yes. You want to catch the fish first.
Which I love that.
Do that. So you can do that. And it's a quiet competition. It's never been
no.
And that's how I compete. It's always been that way. I will never be sore loser.
I got to stop you, Josh, because we got to keep it moving. I do want to talk real quick to NJBFS Gang 973 on Instagram.
Sorry.
The first thing you need to do, okay, is don't crash the bank. Okay, you're a bank fisherman and you're trying to cover water. The first thing when you approach a spot is cast where you're going to stand. A lot of times they're literally right there. Now you're talking about covering water from the bank. What that means is a lot of freaking walking.
Yep.
You go up to a spot before you get there. You cast right where you're going to stand. Make sure that you're not going to make sure you can catch the bass that are sitting right on the bank. Because trust me, in a boat, a lot of guys, where are they casting? They're casting right where you're standing, right at the bank.
Yep.
Okay. So that's the first part. Then you want to move. It's a lot of walking. You got to walk. You got to go to a different spot. You don't have a boat. So keep moving. Keep moving and covering water. It's the same principle, except you're not in a boat. But very important, make sure you cast where you're about to stand before you crash that bank.
Yep.
Because they're there a lot. Now, we got a special treat for you guys. And Josh?
We have Ryan Parker.
Yeah. I know I've been a little MIA. Merry Fishmas, everyone. I know I've been a little MIA lately. I've been working crazy hours, late night stuff, so I've been missing all these Thursdays. But for the last live, I wanted to record a video for all of you who tune in and watch of my top 5 dark horse baits of the year. First and foremost, the Swamp Pros Power Glides, both the 5.5 and the 4 1/4. I'm just treating that as one bait. As trailers, as topwater, as flukes, these things are awesome. They're super versatile, and that has been an absolute staple in my boat this year.
Thank you, Ryan.
Thanks, Ryan. Good to see you.
Josh, number 2. Go ahead.
One last thing about covering water from the bank.
Yeah.
Make as many lateral casts as you can. Put yourself into a position where you can make a lateral cast. Look for spots that are obvious. I call them trifectas. A wind-blown bank with riprap and a tree is a trifecta. A cove with a drain with algae or vegetation underneath, trifecta. Moving.
Another super hot tip, bro. $100 pair of waders that gets you 2 feet off of the bank.
Yeah,
is damn near as good as a
getting
boat
to where
sometimes.
people can't get is a fishing tactic.
Even if it only gets you 2 foot off the bank, it really opens things up.
Everybody always wants to know, Ryan Parker, where are you fishing? Where you are scared to be. Yep. That is where Ryan Parker is fishing. I have fished with Ryan Parker.
That all that being said, guys, be careful.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Josh, number 2.
They're just bass. It's okay. Number 2. I'm getting it. We got to share the screen. We got to go to the G-Rat Thin Swim.
Hey, how come you're not sharing the screen for my picks?
Oh my God.
That's okay. You can do it the next time.
You're right. G-Rat Thin Swim. The 4-inch and the 3-inch. The 3-inch has not been introduced yet. The 3-inch has been.
It will be
purchased by me. This bait. I'm a bit of a swim bait connoisseur in the soft swim bait world. You should bust out those waders, NJBFS Gang.
Absolutely. You would not believe what that'll do for you.
And if you're doing it right now, wear 2 pairs of sweatpants underneath so you don't get frozen.
Just don't do it right now, bro. Depending on where you're at. NJ. Remember the 120 rule. If the air temperature and water temperature do not equal 120 degrees, hypothermia is a risk.
I like that we're rushing. That's good. This keeps the energy.
Yeah.
I'm going to get nicotine in my mouth so I can feel it, you know? So the Thin Swim, you look at it, man, it embodies an FFS minnow. It has the body of an FFS minnow with a paddle tail. And this bait on a ball head jig as a trailer, Texas rigged weightless. And hear me out on this. One way I really liked fishing it this year was Texas rigged with a 3 to 4/0 hook, and I would shove a nail weight right in the middle of that bait. I'd throw that bait out, and I'd let it gradually sink And the way that bait starts to sink when you put a nail weight in the front third of that bait is it just kind of death spirals. It very slowly death spirals, but if you give it some shimmies and some shakes, you get that same effect. Oh, yeah. I know what it would go on well.
What's up, Steve?
Chris, Steve, how are you? But G-Rat Thin Swim.
I love the fact that the body of that bait is kind of not completely, but kind of immobile.
It's a pencil,
right? And then the tail has got
Boom.
all this action to it. It's a completely different presentation than a lot of soft plastic swim baits.
I think what makes the big difference, and I think a lot of the action, we've talked about the angle of the tail, right, Zach? We've talked about
Yes.
the angle of the tail, the shape of the tail. I've got another one. The distance of the taper from the body to the back of the tail changes the action of the bait.
Yes.
Look at that taper. It's like an inch. You got like an inch taper. That thing is just going to do this in the water the whole time.
And I got a secret. I got a secret for all you striper fishermen out there.
Yep.
I can promise you that almost all of the baits from G-Rat were made with stripers in mind.
And I can promise you,
promise you,
90% of their catalog you will see if you're subscribed.
because they're badass.
Yes. Yes.
All
What
right.
do you got?
My number 2 is going to follow up my number 1. And it is the Samatis Vixen.
Oh, man. Yeah.
Look at that. Merry Fishmas, everybody.
Let's get a color that I like on here.
Look at it compared to the last one. It's a completely different. This was on the back of, this was a trailer for my Picasso spinnerbait every single time.
Yep.
And I think it did a world of good, and it does a lot more than you think. Not only does it add secondary action, but it also adds lift. Okay. You put a trailer on, you're putting a little more weight on the bait, helps you cast further, but when you're retrieving it, that plastic helps it ride up.
A little more body, a little more buoyancy.
And it has to be mentioned. Absolute number 1 top tier award for packaging in 2025 goes to the Samatis Vixen.
Yes.
I've never seen packaging so awesome in my entire life. In my entire life. Badass packaging. But seriously, this is a great, and all the ways that Josh just talked about the G-Rat Thin Swim, you can do all that with this one too. I just really loved it as a trailer on spinner baits.
Yeah.
Let's go to Ryan.
Listen, we're going to show a lot of love to swim baits. In general, it's a great soft plastic. It's a great medium. I'll tell you that. It's a great medium. Eli, to answer your question, I have not free rigged the Thin Swim, but a nail weight in the Thin Swim is a great way to fish it. It'll keep the bait from climbing up top. You can control the depth better. We're going to Ryan.
Second, and this is in no particular order. Second is the Picasso titanium wire. I can't remember the entire name of this bait. That spinner bait has been a huge player all year for me. So that one definitely makes the list. The bass.
Whoa!
Hey, don't look. Look at the floor, kids. Look at the floor.
Whoa.
All right. That's our first double. This kind of was the year of the spinnerbait.
Yeah.
We sent you guys a lot of spinnerbaits.
Yep.
And I guess we can just kind of combine it, Josh. Why don't you pull out the spinnerbait that everybody just got?
Yep. You've got a
completely different than any other spinnerbait that we have sent you this year.
yes.
In a lot of ways.
after begging and pleading with Zach, I finally got the short arm single blade spinner bait that I've been asking for. This is the Cellar Baits. I think he just calls it a spinner bait, don't he?
Short arm spinner bait.
Yeah, short arm single Colorado blade, 3/8 of an ounce.
Killer cold water spinner bait.
Yeah, and listen, from right now, if you've got wet water up until like the spawn, this is it. Like
also an excellent nighttime.
Yeah.
Summertime nighttime spinner bait.
A little slow roll, never hurt anybody. But in the wintertime, I love slow rolling a spinner bait and
that thing yo-yos like crazy, dude. That's a great yo-yo spinner bait.
Yep. Your single blade spinner baits allow you to kill YouTube quotes stop the action of the bait and let that blade get taken down by the weight of that bait. But moving on to my third bait. This might be a weird one for some people, but after using the crap out of it and fishing it every way possible, the
it absolutely is.
That's a flipping spinner bait.
Our Canadian koala. It absolutely is. That's
the one you burn until you get it out of the tree and you drop it.
What's up, Fishing the Sticks?
The WM Bayou thing.
Dude, it was so hard not to pick that thing.
Free rigged, weightless.
If I'd have spent more time on Arthur on lakes this year than I did on rivers, which I absolutely just completely gravitated towards rivers this year. But if I'd have spent more times on lakes this year, that would have absolutely been in my 5.
Yep. This bait, I actually threw on the Allegheny as on a naked seeker as the trailer. And this bait, you look at it and you don't really know. And that's okay. That's okay. But you look at the profile and it looks like anything a bass could or would eat. And that's good enough for me. Yep. I don't need it to be a bluegill. I don't need it to be a rainbow darter. I don't need it to be a northern hog sucker.
Mr. BFS Gang on Instagram, that is the WM Bayou the thing. It catches like crazy.
It's got a hook slot in it. I would recommend if you were going to Texas rig to use a screw lock hook.
Oh my God. It's crazy that BFS Gang asked about this. Listen, WM Bayou actually makes a BFS version.
He makes a BFS version. And it's awesome for dead rigs.
And you'll probably be seeing that in at Dark Horse Tackle coming up. Probably not in a subscription box, but we're looking at building some kits and stuff and multi-species boxes and things like that. So you're going to see it one way or the other.
Yeah. But yeah, just overall, one of the most versatile soft plastics I've ever used. And more than meets the eye. I
got a little story about this bait. So you know how you are super like, you're like, I'm going to throw this. I'm going to throw, you have your bait in mind and you know you want to throw it weightless, right?
Yep.
You're driving to the body of water and it's in your brain. Like, this is what I'm going to do. And then you get to the water and it's just blowing. It's just blowing. Excuse me. That happened to me the first couple times I threw this bait, and it's got enough heft.
Yeah.
That you can still throw it weightless.
Yeah.
And it's a little harder, obviously, to detect bites, but it still worked.
Yeah.
Like, it still worked. And I think one of the reasons is because of the heft, but another reason is this is like, I don't know. To me, this is like fuzzy dice. They haven't seen it. They just haven't seen it.
It's the body, man. Look at the thing. Like, That's probably what he said when he caught a fish. Look at this thing. And to add on that, just if you're throwing it weightless, it's got some nasty chop to it. I know everybody loves hearing the word chop when it comes to glide baits. If you don't have $100, learn how to chop a soft plastic. Similar motion, similar action. You can chop the smoke out of a thing. Left, right, left, right, and stays just like that. All right, Zach.
All right. Well, I mean, Ryan kind of blew it, but my number, we're at number 2, right? No, number 3.
Yep.
Number 3 has got to be the Bass Dope Pillhead jig. And
womp womp.
It's got a caveat.
It's on the secret menu.
So it's got a caveat. So I was on the Allegheny River, and I had the rod that I was using, the setup I wanted to use that day, the thing that I wanted to do that day. A 15-incher smallmouth broke my freaking rod. And I actually wasn't high sticking when it broke it. It just broke.
To throw that on a BFS rod?
No, I was throwing something else on a BFS rod, you goon.
Oh, that's right.
Listen to the story. So my rod of choice and my tactic of choice was taken away from me. And so I quickly looked around at what I had left, and I grabbed the Martin's Nomadic XT, and I started fishing that jig. And wow. I was so, again, I haven't really been a jig fisherman too much, and I just immediately started catching on this thing. Now, for the Allegheny, the XT that's not really the jig you really want to be using. Okay. A lot of rocky bottoms, everything else. The head shape on the Nomadic XT is meant for something else. Okay. Comes through wood like crazy. One of the best baits for, like on the Beaver. You remember you were fishing the Nomadic XT? Comes through wood like crazy. But there's a lot more rock going on in the Allegheny. So I switched to the Pillhead. And guys, I caught some of the best smallmouth of my life on that Pillhead, and lost a fish. I am right hand up.
27 inches.
Dude, I lost a smallmouth that was at least 21 inches. I saw it. It was at least 21. At least. The biggest damn thing I'd ever seen. And the way I was using it, because there's a lot of eelgrass in the Allegheny, and what I was doing with it is I found a weight to match the current so that I would throw it out and just let it drift. And so it was moving at the same pace as the current, bouncing off the bottom, the same pace as my boat, bouncing off the bottom, drifting. So it wasn't picking up crap because it was moving along with everything else. And I employed that tactic constantly. And I caught a lot of really good fish on it. And absolutely the Pillhead from Bass Dope, one of my favorites. Let's hear from Ryan.
Ryan, come on back.
Pillhead with a Riot Tantrum or trailer of your choosing. I really like the Tantrum or the big Joshy Goby on the back of that. But this little jig has caught a lot of big fish for me this year. And it again is just something that is tied on almost 12 months out of the year for me. Bass Dope Pillhead.
Done. Yeah, I mean, it was a great pick from Ryan.
It's a very universal
because that we got it in Ryan's box.
Yep.
And which was pleasure doing business with Ryan on creating that box. If you guys are looking for somebody that cares about baits and cares about bass fishing, you can't do much better than Ryan Parker.
I'll tell you what, in the grand scheme of favorite baits, I would have to say that the July River creek, canal, and stream box was my favorite.
That was your favorite?
First time we ever did 7 baits.
No, it actually wasn't the first time. It's the second time.
Second time.
Yeah, the triple A box was the first time.
That's right.
Yep.
That's right. Was that including hooks?
Yeah, it had a pack of hooks, so 6.5.
Come on.
Six
Yeah.
and a half.
But we got it done so quick. It was like a 1.5 hour phone conversation, and it was done.
And shout out to Cheryl Bentley.
Yep.
The artwork on that box, I was proud of it. I was proud of it.
Great art, full art box. Take it anywhere, man. But my
we just
God,
had somebody cancel. What are you doing, buddy?
They must not like canals.
All right, Josh, moving on. Number 4.
Number 4. We're going to start raising the price here. Number 4 is literally my go-to depth of any crankbait. 4 to 6, sometimes 8 feet. That'd be the Peanut by oh my God, Black Label Tackle. Sorry, I wanted to say Wood Bait Country.
Cliff Pace.
You can get them at Dark Horse.
Can I do it? Can I do it?
Bassmaster Classic winner.
2013 Bassmaster Class.
Well,
Cliff Pace.
This is I'm telling you, look, I don't want to get into the intricacies of wood and plastic too much. I'll tell you this, wood is quieter. Wood can be more buoyant. It can be.
Wood is usually more buoyant.
Wood has a more natural buoyancy.
Like you get to certain baits like the Evoke that is literally created to be as much like wood as possible. They've removed all the innards and everything else. And it can rival it, but nothing is more buoyant than balsa.
It's a very natural, little bit more natural sound, a little bit more natural action. Overall, if I had to choose between plastic or balsa, I don't have a pick. Now, if I'm going to choose what bait I think is absolutely badass, I'm taking the Peanut.
Yep.
And dude, it's just a versatile crankbait. It's one of those year-round deals. Forget your square, your coffin, your round bill stuff. It's just a fish catching crankbait. It just catches fish. It's got a great wiggle. It's a perfect size. It's a nice weight. It's 5/16 of an ounce, just over a quarter ounce. You can cast it a mile. No weight transfer system needed. It's just very well built, very well painted. Every single one of them is guaranteed.
There is over 100 steps in producing these crankbaits.
Yeah.
It's wild, man. And I do want to say that anything you get from Black Label Balsa, Black Label Tackle, Cliff or his wife tune them.
Yep.
Every single one by hand. And just a little side note for me, they're not so flat build that they leave the knot on the lure.
There's a flat builder move. Shout out to Sack Pig.
All right,
got, buddy.
Moving on. Ryan mentioned it. I'm going with the Big Joshy Goby. He also mentioned the Tantrum. Okay, and listen, the Tantrum looks amazing on the back of any more finessey jig. It literally changes what it changes the bait.
Yeah.
You've went from a dragon hopping thing to something that you can swim.
You can turn it into a heat-seeking missile.
Yeah, for real. But the Goby, again, it's something a little bit different. it takes a lot of the action out. Or I guess that doesn't take a lot of the action out. It just makes it's a different action.
The Gobi and the Tantrum both.
Yeah.
Or
so you can take that Pillhead jig. That was my number 3.
Yes.
Okay. And you can put the Tantrum on it and it's an orange.
Yeah.
If you put the Gobi on it, it's an apple.
Yep.
Like completely different. Like you literally can leave that jig tied on and just switch between the trailers and have a completely different bait. And all of you out there looking at this saying, I'm not fishing the Great Lakes. I don't have gobies.
Neither do I.
This looks like a baby catfish. This looks like sculpin. This looks like little suckers. This looks like little carp. This is an amazing bait.
Yep.
And it's not just a jig trailer.
No.
You could put this thing on a net head. You could drop shot this. You could do a lot with it.
Free rig it. Real quick, I want to talk about one of my favorite winter jig techniques since when in Rome. Winter jig. A lot of guys like to talk about dragging. A lot of guys like to do the hop, 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 hop. Let it soak. Quick hop. Let it soak. Quick hop. Keep that bait. It's a bottom bait, right?
Yeah.
If the strike zone is the bottom, keep it on the bottom as long as you possibly can. Hop, stir up. Hop, stir up. Those stir-ups in that controlled environment, say it takes you 30 seconds to hop that thing 8 feet. That 8 feet with 30 seconds, think about how far a bass can go in 30 seconds.
In 30 seconds?
30 seconds.
How about how far can a bass go in 0.3 seconds?
Exactly. If a bass is in their winter feeding, slower metabolism,
right.
If they're in that and they see a dust cloud that keeps appearing 30 feet away, why is that happening? I have to look.
I really feel the need, and I hope Ryan is not going to be mad. This is something Ryan taught me. When we say the bottom, okay, it doesn't mean necessarily the bottom of the body of water you're fishing.
No.
The bottom can be the top of a rock.
Yes.
That's on the bottom.
The contact.
I can't tell you how many times I see bait fish of whatever kind. Even crayfish do this. They sit on top of rocks, which is one of the reasons why the bass sit on the edges of them. Okay. Yeah. So keep in your brain, bottom, if you see a car-sized boulder, right?
Yes.
In a body of water, the top of that is the bottom to something else. So just something to think about, because you wouldn't believe how many times you actually witness bait fish, crayfish hanging out on top of rocks. Okay. So I don't know, just something to think about.
Yep.
All right.
And I'm answering BFS Gang's question. He's asking how fast. I suggest steady. Hop 1,000. Hop 1,000. Hop 1,000.
That is a question that only you can answer.
The fish,
yes. The fish answer you. So you're answering the question for yourself. You just got to try it out.
Yeah. And the dirtier the water,
the longer.
The dirtier the bottom, let me say. The dirtier the bottom, I'm going to give it a little bit more time. Even if that bait tends to sink into the mud, hop 1,000. That's a big cloud, dude.
Yes.
That's a big cloud.
Like Lake Arthur's got at least
silt.
8 inches of silt.
Yeah.
8 inches of silt on the bottom.
Or silt. Yeah. that's one of those things. Like I might not even try that at Lake Arthur just because
No,
I
I
know
would not.
that
I
jig's
would
going
not.
to go into the silt.
No. In
But
fact,
if
if
you're
you're flipping on Lake Arthur, you don't really want it to hit the
I
bottom.
don't let it hit bottom.
You kind of want to bounce it off
Yep.
the underside of the vegetation.
Yep. That's
More
I
than
let
anything else.
I guide it when I flip at Lake Arthur. I guide it down and just kind of do one of these, shake the hand,
Yep.
and then hope that a bass connects. All right, Ryan's faves.
Yeah.
The Brizalo swim jig has been a huge player and definitely a slept-on river bait, and I'm usually fishing that with the Bitters naked swimmer or the big swimmer. That one definitely makes the cut. And a late to the game player.
Whoa.
Whoa!
Speaking of that, I'm calling foul. He's doing like 2 and 3
Like
baits at a
10
click.
baits deep. A bunch of bananas.
And listen, when Ryan suggested that particular combo, I'm like, what are you talking about, man? 'Cause
Scary.
That's a huge swim bait. It's a big, fat swim bait.
5.5 inch swim bait on the back of a tiny little swim jig. Well, I shouldn't say tiny. I mean, it's Brizalo, for God's sakes. You know, there's
Right.
a 5-6 hook on the damn thing.
Right. But it's still it's dwarfed in comparison to things.
Southern boys like to do things different down here.
But dude, I watched him.
Yeah.
Watched him. I crazy.
I like when Ryan's like, big fish eat the big baits in the river, and I'm like, I don't catch big fish in the river, so like I guess I gotta know one to do it.
Yeah, and then he just does it in your face.
Does it in your face. Dude, I watched him catch like 2 18+s right like after a cast too. Like I'm just sitting there throwing a crankbait, and he's like, "Oh, this is great for a swim jig," and he just like fires it in there and sets the hook immediately, and I'm like, "Oh, that's sick." Yeah,
Yep.
I just sat there for 30 seconds, but whatever. All
Now,
right.
I also want to point out, I watched him use just that swim bait, that big 5.5 inch swim bait, use it as a topwater bait and just hammer them.
Yep. Last
all
one
right.
for me.
Moving on. Josh, where are we at? Number 5? Is
Last
this number
one for
5?
me is number 5. And that
I'm waiting with
is-
bated breath.
again, we're grabbing another Black Label crankbait here. This is the Bacon SSR. And I'll tell you this, if you're a pond fisherman, if you're a
That's way more shallow than the
water-
peanut.
If you're a pond fisherman, this is the crankbait for you. This bait will get down to about 3 feet. And you got to get it down to 3. Like you got to get it there. You got to work.
Yeah, you got to work for it. This is one of those baits where your rod angle really controls what you're
Jurisdicts
doing.
the action 100%. And again, this is a bait where the action is just a little bit more natural than your wake bait. Your ABS plastic. It's got a great float to it, a great natural action. There's our 2013 Bassmaster Classic winner.
This bait was featured in April of 2025.
Yep.
I should have
And-
been doing that the whole time. Damn it.
One thing I really like to do with this bait, I like to crawl it. But also, I really like it at that like 6 inch to a foot level. A lot of the rivers I fish, 6 inch to a foot. That's where you're getting like.
That's
from-
damn near a 90-degree angle from body to bill, man.
Yeah,
That's damn near a wake bait.
Yeah.
Damn near.
and Zach and I both are guilty of fishing this much of a water column in 90% of the skinny water fishing we do.
Mhm.
Like we are fishing the way that we are very comfortable fishing. Fast and sometimes loud, but we're not soaking it in. We're just cast. And we'll get better at that. But right now, like this bait, for the way that I fish, if they're not eating a wee whacker, I gotta stay moving. I gotta stay moving.
Bass fishing. I'm gonna give bass fishing we'll just say for right now, bass fishing has 2 levels.
Yeah.
Okay. 2 levels past beginner. All right. And the number 2 level, which is my favorite level. Okay. We're calling beginner bass fishing the number 1. That's the first level of bass fishing.
Yep.
Then you get into number 2 when you realize that you can't move a bait fast enough that a bass won't hit it. That's number 2. And that is the gold for me. That's the golden level of bass fishing.
Yep.
Okay. Number 3, the third level, is picking apart. That is where you become psychotic and you are able to, like what Josh was talking about earlier, when he said he was articulate, when he will wait and he will pick it apart because it's in there. He knows it's in there and he's going to get it.
Got to find it. All right. What do you got?
All right. My last one. Speaking of the golden level of bass fishing, it's got to be from the oh, look, it's the silver fox of bass fishing himself, from our June all topwater box with our good friend
this is going.
Danny on the cover. It's got to be the Hags Outlier Frog, which we are currently out of.
Killer.
This is it encompasses everything about topwater bass fishing that I love. Okay. You can burn the crap out of this thing and cover water. You can treat it like a frog and go slower and walk. Okay. But this allows you to do everything. Think about fishing a buzzbait that you can just stop.
Just stop.
You can just stop it. You can just kill the action.
Keep it right there.
Quotes YouTube.
Yep.
And this was amazing. This is one of the best. And I've fished quite a few different hollow body frogs with action tails on them. Right. And by far, this has been my favorite.
Dude, I never got the opportunity to catch a bass, I'd say over 4 pounds with this. But my God, did I catch a lot of fish with this bait.
Dude, the hookup ratio is great. They're nice and soft. The only thing I would say about this as a con is, and by the way, you guys believe this or don't believe this, smallmouth will hit frogs.
Yep.
But a smallmouth will tear them tails. A smallmouth will take your tails. It doesn't actually tear the tail. It just removes it from the frog.
Yep.
But other than that, this is amazing.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Dude, this, and listen, for those of you watching, this would have made my top 5, but I wanted Zach to take it home just because Zach is the resident frog guy here. But dude, if you want to get into frog fishing, you don't know what to do. You want to throw a frog. You just want to catch one on a frog.
Oh God, this is a confidence builder. Like
this is
crazy.
This is it. Like
you can't. Can you, Josh? Can you actually do any wrong with this thing?
I was just gonna say that. Like you just said, there is no wrong way to fish this bait. If you want to fish it slow, you can. If you want to fish open water, you can. Listen, a lot of guys love talking about throwing frogs in open water. I don't subscribe to it because that's what walking baits are for. But walking baits can't do what this frog does.
Nope.
And this bait can pop. The pop is not going to come from the front. This bait can walk. This bait can buzz, burble, gurgle, wobble.
The burble, gurgle, the bloop, bloop, bloop. You can just quick little short bursts of pull.
Pitch perfect, dude. Pitch perfect. Like,
and guys, right now, and this is bad salesmanship on my part, but I was going to be true and honest. What were my 5 favorites this year? We are out of stock on those. We
Yep.
will be restocking.
Oh, for sure. Let's see. Let's wrap it up with Ryan. We got 2 minutes.
Wrap it up with Ryan.
But immediately became my favorite bladed jig I think that I've ever fished is the Deeks Dixon bladed jig, and I usually have that same Swamp Pro Power Glide, either 4 1/4 or 5.5 inch trailer on here, but that has become quite the staple in my arsenal also.
Yep.
So top 5 baits: Deeks Dixon, Picasso spinnerbait, Brazalo swim jig, Bass Dope Pillhead, and one of the most versatile, awesome, and unique soft plastics available at Dark Horse Tackle, the Swamp Pro Power Glide.
He really
Both
loves
sizes.
that Power Glide.
Give those
Yes,
ones
he
a
does.
try. Hope to see you guys in the new year. Merry Fishmas from me and everyone at Dark Horse Tackle.
You didn't have to take the words out of my mouth, but whatever.
Oh, well said, Ryan.
Yeah.
Well said.
Yeah, but seriously, dude, that bladed jig, great.
So, Josh, I got a
Yes.
question for you. We went through our favorites of 2025.
We did.
Let's step back a moment, and I would like you to tell me, out of the 12 boxes we produced this year, what was your favorite?
July,
July, hands down. I should have asked Ryan to include that, but he might have said July too, because he made it.
Yeah. Yeah. July had it all. I mean, July had everything you could ask for.
My favorite was November.
Yep.
And the reason why my favorite was November, I don't want to get into all of the things that I don't want to get into all the roadblocks and difficulties that we experience when building a box. But we built the November box, and we came out with 4 perfect pairings in one box.
Yep.
It was like a symphony. It was like hearing the best piece of music you've ever heard before. And none of the baits made it to my top 5 from November. They're all amazing baits. But the cohesiveness of the November box 100% makes it my favorite.
Yep.
All right. Well, we're at 9:01. We did pretty good, a lot better than I thought we'd do.
Not bad.
You have Javi said the July box was his favorite as well. But guys, if you didn't know, on the Chinese calendar, 2026 is the year of the horse.
Ni hao.
And if we have anything to do with it, that horse is going to be a dark one.
It's going to be ours.
That's right.
We're gonna
So thank you so much, everybody, for choosing Dark Horse Tackle consistently.
yes.
We appreciate it. We love it. And I'm telling you, I think about you guys. I think about you guys every single time I'm in this shop that I'm sitting here now. And I know Josh does too.
What's Eli doing right now?
Yeah. I truly do. Like, as I'm putting labels on boxes, like, I know the names.
Yep.
And
We do that when we pack boxes. We're like,
Right.
this guy again.
And then we wonder, like, if somebody is canceled or somebody is whatever, something happened to their card or whatever, and you don't see their name for a while, you're like, well, I wonder what happened to. Wonder what happened to so and so. Speaking of which, I want to put this out there. One of our longest standing subscribers. He started with us back on Crate Joy, and we've tried hard to get a hold of him and let him know that we've switched and everything else. But Mr. Roach.
Yes.
Mr. Earl Roach, man, we appreciate you. We love you. We hope you're doing well. And we hope that at some point you check your emails and you come back and you continue
Please.
your subscription, buddy. I'm not, and guys, you may think I'm blowing smoke, but we love it.
Oh yeah.
We love it. We love you guys. Thank you so much. You guys aren't going to see us until 2026. We're going to take Christmas off, and we'll be back. But yeah, as Ryan so eloquently put, Merry Fishmas, guys.
Merry Fishmas and a Happy New Year.
Got anything else, Josh?
I'm looking forward to next year. That way I can catch a fish over 18 inches.
We really didn't go over the December box. Do you want to do a run through, or you just want to save it?
They'll get it. They'll get it.
Guys, enjoy.
Exactly. Merry Fishmas. We'll see you next year, everybody.
Bye-bye.